We're excited to announce an event called Business and Beyond. The event Business and Beyond will focus on various aspects of business and development. We are super excited to have Aman Gupta, co-founder and CMO of Boat, as one of our key speakers. We also have Saurav Jain, a leading expert in digital marketing and the founder of EcoVME. Next, meet Max Srinivasan, CEO of the Abundant Group. Sunil Tulsiani, the former police officer turned real estate mogul and best-selling author. And finally, Joseph McClendon III, a renowned neuropsychologist and best-selling author. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there on the 22nd of September 2024 at the Nesco Bombay Exhibition Centre. See you all. Let's fly together.
Hello everyone. Welcome everyone to Business and Beyond Sneak Peek to understand what you're going to learn from the event on 22nd September. Now, before we begin, let me know if you can hear me and see me. Type in S in the chat. Okay, I can see responses, which means it is good. Thank you. Perfect. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Dhananjay. I'm the country manager of Success One, and I will be your MC today. It's good to see you all. Thank you for being here. A warm welcome to you all. All right. I'm very excited today because we are bringing one of the best instructors to this business and beyond. And we have few top leaders who are at this webinar who are going to talk to you about business and development. The instructors are Joseph McClendon III, Sunil Tulsiani, Saurav, Kishore, and Max Srinivasan. Now, before we start, I would like to welcome our chairman and CEO of Success Resources and Success One, Mr. Richard Tan. Let's welcome Richard Tan, everyone. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Richard Tan. I'm very happy to be here. Today we have we have 100 people logged on right now, and more is coming up, right? So thank you for today for joining us. And today, many of you could have been doing something else. You could have been home watching television, Netflix. You could be out shopping, or you could be in the office, but you log on. So thank you very much. So as we prepare for the up and coming amazing program, Business and Beyond event, today this very special live Zoom session is where you get to know the speaker before the main event. Okay, before the main event, just like you have a candy, right? Before you see the candy, there's a wrapper. You got to open the wrapper to have the candy. So today is opening of the wrapper before the Business and Beyond event. So many of our amazing instructor and speakers, they are very well known all over the world, and we like to introduce them to you. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to start, of course, you have a panel of speakers here. I want to start from the most good-looking speaker. So if you are the first person to be introduced, you are the most good-looking speaker. Of course, that's me, right? I mean, of course, me. Yeah. Okay. I'm the founder and CEO of Success Resources. And I've been doing this for 30 years. Yes, I do that young. Okay, no doubt about that. I look that young. I've been doing that for 30 years, and Success Resources, during the pre-COVID day, we run about 550 events a year all over the world. So that is Success Resources, and we have been doing a lot of events in India. If you have not heard of us, we've been doing an event all over India, about a dozen events a year all over India. So let me just bring up every one of the instructor. So what I'm going to do is just to say a little bit about them. Then I would like them to share with us 1-2 minutes about what they want us to know about them, and perhaps just to add in 1 or 2 things people will be surprised to learn about them, right? So as I bring you up, share with us 1-2 minutes about yourself, and also 1 or 2 things people would be surprised to learn about you. Okay, first of all, I'd like to bring up Joseph McCradden 3. Sometimes we'll call him JM3 or call him just Joseph. Now, I've known Joseph for more than 30 years. Yes, he looked as young as I am. I know him for more than 30 years. He's been speaking as a co-lead in Anthony Robbins' program, and you'll find that he's very, very amazing, and he looked a lot younger than his age. Okay, Joseph, come on, Joseph. Welcome, Joseph. Joseph.
There it goes. I had to unmute myself. Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, Joseph.
Fantastic. Well, first off, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. And yes, you and I have been working together for close to 30 years now. And I'm so excited. Before I tell you about what we're going to do, I'm so excited because we've been all over the world, but I've never been to India. I've never been to India. This will be my first time coming to India. So I'm so excited to do that. And I'll share with you just really quickly. You said some things about you don't know about me. As you know, you said before, I'm an author, and I do events all over the world and everything in personal development, but I'm a psychologist by profession. But what you might not know about me, that this is business and beyond. It not just to come to the event so that you can learn some things. It's what you're going to do when you leave, what's beyond. That's the way it's set up. And so my expertise, if you will, is I also, with all the other things that I've done, I'm also a businessman as well. Now, I'm a psychologist by profession. I've had the privilege of working with a lot of people over the many years, but I'm also an ultimate performance coach and instructor that I've helped people, you know, millionaires and billionaires and actors and actresses and Grammy winners and all of those people. But here's the thing. Here's the most important thing, is that it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the type of business you have. It doesn't matter what you want to do. You've got to change how you think in order to get what you want. As you're going to hear from all of my constituents and all of my contemporaries, which is Mac and Krishar and Sunil and Saurabh, all of these people that are going to be here, you're going to notice that the one thing about all of them is that they think differently than the average person. And so that's my expertise. That's what I'm going to show you, is how to think differently so that you succeed more. But I don't teach theory. And I say that because I'm a businessman as well and beyond. And I'm going to teach you a new word right now that you're going to learn more about when I see you. And it's called a megapreneur, not an entrepreneur, a megapreneur. And that's what all of these other speakers and myself are. I had a net worth of over $1 million before I was 30 years old. And I'll tell you more about that later. But it all comes down to something that people taught me that now I get to teach you as well, about how to it's not mindset, it's your psychology, how you think. So that all of my amazing friends that you're going to learn from, that it's going to enhance everything that they do as well. So that when you leave us, it's like we say, business and beyond. When you leave us, that is where you go further, faster. And lastly, I'll say this, and I'll say this at the event. I'm going to ask you, if you would, type a 1 if you want what you want sooner rather than later, just so I can see it. Type a 1, okay? Perfect. And what that means is we call that further, faster. And you're going to learn as I get to talk to you, and my great contemporaries get to talk to you as well. You're going to learn that you get to make the choice to make that difference, to go what we call further, faster. So I'm honored. I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to see India for the first time. I'm excited to see you and assist you in going further, faster as well. You're muted.
Joseph, I want to ask you one thing that people will be surprised to know about you, okay? How young are you, Joseph? How young are you?
Yeah, in less than 2 months, I'll be 71 years old.
71, ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who...
But I want to tell you,
71.
I want to tell you, It's not just what I eat and things like that. It is psychology. It's more than anything. It's psychology. And that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something when I'm there. It's just a couple days from now that literally is going to change. You'll never be able to think the same way again. I promise you. I promise you. When you're there, there's at one point during the event, you're going to go, and you'll never be able to think that with the way that you did before. And as far as my health, that changed everything as well. So we'll show you how to be healthy, happy, and financially abundant.
So you say amazing 71. I'm not going to ask you to take off your shirt because you look like 30. You are really going to make me feel really bad. Okay. So I'm going to come back to you and more question. So next, I'd like to go to Sunil. Sunil. Okay. Now Sunil, you have been introduced as a millionaire former police officer, right? Now you are a real estate expert, investor, you are a best-selling author, a very accomplished entrepreneur and founder of Investor Club. Maybe can you just tell us in 1 or 2 minutes a little bit more about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Richard. All I can say to you is really bad in school, got very bad marks. When I used to be in India, I used to live in slums of India, New Delhi. They called me 2 names. Name number 1 is the wealthy cop. Name number 2 is the real slumdog millionaire. So these are 2 names that I got because I did everything opposite to what my parents used to say. They used to say, go to school, study hard, and you have all the freedom to do these 4 things. 1, be a doctor, or be an engineer, or be a lawyer, or some sort of a secure government job. Those are your freedoms. That's how we know you're a good son or not. Well, none of those really fit me, and I moved from New Delhi to Toronto, Canada in 1981. Did really bad in school, didn't like school. I used to think a lot. Teacher used to say, don't think. They used to say, just listen to what we're saying, study what we're telling you to study, and don't think outside of the box. And in 1990, I became a police officer, went from being a uniform officer to becoming a police detective, to becoming a police negotiator, finally becoming a platoon commander. I am a shy guy. I am introvert. If somebody told me to go and dance in a party or a marriage by myself, I couldn't do it. Or if somebody told me, go in front of 5 people and do a presentation, it petrified me. It scared the hell out of me. And but today, as most of you know, I've shared stages with people like Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Robin Sharma, and some of the top speakers, and then some of the amazing speakers that I'll be sharing stage with, including Joseph, Saurav, Kishore, Mac, and all the other people that I'm going to be doing. And one of the things that I want to say is that if you don't have connections, if you don't have money, if you are shy, if you don't know how to write, if you don't know how to do public speaking, and if you don't have, and then fill in the blank, you still can be wealthy. You still can be rich. That is the goal that I have at the Business and Beyond, is to help people go to massive levels. Our goal is basically to make millionaires and multimillionaires in India now. I've done that in the United States, done that in Toronto, Canada, and I've done it in Europe, but now it's time for India.
Okay. Sunil, I want to ask you.
You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, I want to ask you a question, right? That people will be surprised about you. So you're a police officer, you're a detective, you're a negotiator, you're a commander. Share with us the most interesting criminal or case that you have caught and put it to jail.
Well, if I share the most interesting one, the deep one, all of you have to go to jail. We have to kill them all. But I'm just joking. The most interesting case that I can talk about is 2 friends getting together. One friend borrowed money from another friend in Toronto area, and they were buddies, good friends for 50 years almost, and they were in their 60, so maybe 40 years or so. And one borrowed money from the other one won't pay. So the one who lent the money in Canada, which is like a movie, like he decides that he's going to hire a contract killer to kill the other person, his best friend.
Hmm.
And so this friend who wants a contract killer, he doesn't know how to get the contract killer, just like the movies. So he goes and looks around, and he ends up getting to some of my friends who are police officers, undercover police officers, and said, "Hey, do you know a contract killer?" And investigation starts, and we ended up working on that investigation for about 9 months to save his family and to arrest and charge this man. And the type of techniques and the technology and the things like that, the charge was conspiracy to commit murder charge. And we actually went as far as pretending that the victim was killed by the hitman and put his body into the trunk of a car, take a picture to prove it to the other person that that the person is actually killed, and then the money has to exchange. So he exchanged the money for that, and that's how we ended up catching him.
Okay, thank you. Well, you stay online because I have some business question to ask you, right? So how do you, how your experience going to answer this business question? Okay, so next I like to bring out a very special person, Surat. Now Surat, he is a digital marketer, not only a digital marketer, but he's was an amazing business person. And I met him not too long ago, right here, actually in Malaysia. And he also has supported success resources in many of our marketing thing. So Surat, can you just tell us in 1-2 minutes a little bit more of my introduction?
Thank you so much, Richard, for having me. And hello, everyone out there. So, this is Saurav, and I do two things. I run a digital marketing agency in Chennai. I also run a digital marketing institute, which is called Digital Scholar. And I've been in the field of helping people become digital marketers, digital coaches, and digital influencers. So, that's basically what my profile is. I started my career at the age of 17 in the year 2006 when digital marketing was not even a word. So I used to work part-time in a content writing agency, and that's where I learned how to bring websites on top of Google search results. So this is where my journey began. I have worked with more than 300 plus brands, helping them establish their presence on digital. And I've also been a strong advocate of building your personal brand on social media, because today everything is largely dependent upon how strong your face value is in the world of digital. And that's what I'm going to teach you about. I'm going to help you understand, number one, how do you really understand what's the prototype of your digital marketing for your business. So that's the first thing first. Second, how do you really plan your content calendar? And number three, I also strongly believe most businesses struggle in this country because they don't generate the right kind of inquiries for the business. So how do you create a hero lead framework for yourself? So these are some patterns which I'll be touching. In my journey, I'm very active across all the social media platforms. You can connect with me over that. And that's basically about myself, Richard.
Okay, Surat, are you in your house or in your office?
This is my house, and I have a studio in my house. This is just the top floor of my house.
Okay, because behind you is a guitar.
Right.
So can you, what the question for you is things people be surprised to know about you. Can you just pick up a guitar and play 2 bar of chord?
Okay, I am not a very good player, but let me just try for you.
2 bar, okay?
Okay.
Oh, your guitar got string. Oh, I'm so surprised. Okay, that's good. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, I couldn't hear you, but that's amazing. Right.
Thank you. All right.
I couldn't hear you, but that's really amazing. So thank you. We have some business question for you that's coming up. So stay online. Okay. Now, next, of course, I like to bring up someone that I had dinner recently, Meg Now, Mac is a CEO of one of the very amazing company. Many of you must have heard of it. It's called BNI. BNI. And this is probably one of the world leading networking referral organization with more than 320,000 members in 77 countries. So he has single-handedly expand this BNI. I've been to BNI, but I didn't know that he was the one that actually expand this BNI over Asia Pacific as well, you know, make it so successful in India and in this part of the world. Welcome, Mac.
Hey, thanks, Richard.
Yeah, just share with us 1-2 minutes about yourself that I've
Sure.
not included.
Yeah, for many, if you know me through my other BNI networks, just put one in the chat bar. I know that we have several of our friends across the world logged in. I've been, I normally, in my recent activity with BNI, I've been involved in over 70 countries. So I've spoken to many of our entrepreneurs. So my background, when I left India to the US, I had half a semester's fees in my pocket, Richard. I had no backup money coming back home if something failed. And from there, we grew. You know, the land of enterprise over there helped me grow and meet many mentors as I scaled from. I'm a robotics engineer, from a computer geek. I'm not doing anything more in computers now, but it's all about people, building teams, scaling businesses. So I have scaled businesses across multiple platforms, multiple geographies, and so that's what I'm very passionate about. I have scaled my own couple of businesses, or a staffing business, background verification business, and I was also able to sell them leveraging networks. So super happy to share some of my success. And I've also been, I'm a student of Joseph. I've attended several of Tony Robbins events. And now when I see he's saying 71, I think, man, Mac, you should, implement what Joseph said in the UPWs that you went. I went several times for UPW, Joseph, and super happy to see you and meet you in person as well. Go over to you, Richard.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you. Now, what is one thing that people will be surprised to hear about you is this. You know, we have dinner together, right?
Yeah.
In Sentosa. And I was surprised that you are an expert on personality profile, DISC. Because this is a profile that I took a long time ago. My wife made me take this profile to decide whether to marry me or not. So it's a very, very important thing. You look at my profile, it says, okay, this is a guy that, well, potential to be my lifelong partner. So can you just share with us a little bit of how you get into this area, or a little bit of DISC?
Yeah. So over the years, I learned this when I was working in my early part of my career, Richard. Just to understand, like you have to think of DISC as 4 different languages. Think of you're German, English, French, and Moroccan, right? So you understand what language you're good at. So if I'm good at an English speaker, if I learn a few words of a different language, if I'm going to Italy, if I learn a few buongiorno, buonasera, when I'm in that country, if I speak those few words, they're able to relate with me faster, right? So that's all about what I teach. I teach about how you build teams by helping them identify what is their strength and how do they relate to speak the other person's language a little bit, so they're able to relate with you much faster. Richard, in the past, I used to hear it takes 7 seconds for people to register in their mind whether they want to do business with you or not. It's a subconscious thing. Okay, it is subconsciously they have made a decision whether they feel comfortable with you or want to do business. In this world, with all these YouTube shorts and TikTok, that 7 seconds is reduced down to almost like 3 seconds now. So it is our duty to be able to spot, to be able to relate, and then build a bridge with the other person. So that's what I'm very passionate about. All my countries where I have built large organizations, it's a power of building the right teams. How do you get the teams to work with each other? Let them work in their own flow, so that then they don't even feel it's like work, right? It becomes magical. So that's what I've applied across several countries, whether it was India, Singapore, Sri Lanka, across the APAC, Middle East markets, and South America. So this is what I'm most passionate about.
Wow, thank you. Well, maybe in India, you can share with us a little bit more of this area. Good. So let's go back to Joseph, right? Now, Joseph has been, even though he's 70, he doesn't look 70, has a body that make many of us envy, but he's been in this business for too long, very, very long. So Joseph, this is a question that I want to ask you, right? You've been in this business for so long, 35, 40 years. So what keep you excited about neuroscience and personal growth after all this time? What keep you excited?
Yeah, two things. First off, it's something that Mac just said, and that is that it is about our subconscious, what goes on up here. It's our subconscious that makes us. And I have a saying, and that is, it's first off, knowledge is not power. I don't care what anybody says. Knowledge is only potential power. Our cell phones have a lot of knowledge in it, but it doesn't do anything unless you do something with it. And there's only 10 things that stop us and 3 things that make us go forward. And that's what I'm going to share with everybody there. And when you learn those things, here's the thing I'm most passionate about. And that is helping people program themselves so that they automatically default to their best subconscious, their best behavior, so that they become wealthy. I'm going to tell everybody here, but I'll tell it to everybody when we're there. And that is, there's 3 things that we all want. And that is, I call it being wealthy. And that is to be healthy, happy, and financially abundant. And all of that comes down to all of my friends, all of these, the new friends that I just met, you know, that you just heard from, all of these people have a superior psychology. They think differently than the average person. And my job, the thing that I'm so passionate about, is to show people how easily, how quickly you can change. And I promise you, I know this sounds like it's hype, but when you're there, you're going to get an experience of that, because it's I'd like to leave you with this. It's process over knowledge, not just knowing something. It's what you do to change yourself. And so when you do something that changes you and you do it the right way, you'll change forever. And that has been my passion. And it's because somebody did that for me. So that's the thing I'm most passionate about.
Thank you, Joseph.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Joseph, for that word of wisdom. Now, of course, I got someone kind of suspended a little bit, not because I forgot you, but because we leave the most good-looking to the last. And Kishore, okay. I know Kishore for a long time, especially he has been to my house and we have a good time together. So Kishore is an old friend, right? Old friend. I'm old, he's my friend. So Kishore has been one guy that has been an expert in an area of digital currency, NFT, blockchain, etc. So Kishore, it was not by purpose that I kind of miss you, right? But because my wife say the good looking, bring it to the last. So you're here. So Kishore, tell us a little bit 1 or 2 meaning about yourself that I've not included in the introduction. Besides
Thanks
that
so
good
much.
looking.
Thanks, Richard. Always hearing you is always such a joy, not only to me, to all the speakers. But yeah, just to add on a little bit. So guys, I'm coming back to where I was born. I was born in Bombay, and I left India almost, it's been 25 years now. So I left for the States. I worked in Silicon Valley. From there, I was in the .com during the .com days. From there, I moved to Singapore. I started my own hedge fund. Been very much into, I would say, high frequency trading. That's my specialty. And it is for anything. It could be for stocks, it could be for cryptos, for commodities, Forex. That's my specialty. And what I'll be doing is at the event, I'm going to show you that wealth can be created. And like what Sunil said, it doesn't matter whether you have network, whether you have academics, whether you are tall, short, doesn't matter. Wealth can be created. It's just that we are all running after money. But what you really want is wealth. And that's what I'm going to show you, how you can go from where you are to having a net worth of 100 crores. So that's the beyond part, which we'll be taking from this event. Yeah, Richard, that's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Kishore. Now, Kishore, I want to ask you a question, right? So I start from you first, and then we go. So you are an expert in the stock market, in trading, and also in digital currency, Bitcoin, NFT, blockchain, right? So one question I wanted to ask you that people would be surprised to hear your answer, right? Is this between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, can you just share with us, if Donald Trump become a president, how will it affect the market? And Kamala Harris win as the US, the first woman president of US, how will it affect the market from you? Surprise answer from you.
Okay. If you ask me personally, it doesn't make a difference to me who comes because you can go long and short. Either way is where the market goes, right? But I would like to see a lady president because I've already seen Trump, run as a president. So that would be my answer, short answer. But if you want to make money from the market, it doesn't matter who comes. Market goes down, you can make money by shorting it. Market goes up, you can make money by going long. And that's what you'll be learning through doing by an instrument called futures and options.
Okay, good. So you share with us a lot more in India, right?
Yes.
In business and beyond. Good.
At the event, yes.
Why you think like my wife? My wife also say, how come the India business and beyond, there is no female speaker? And she was hoping that, some female speaker will stand up and speak in business and beyond. Okay, so whoever is listening in, if you are female and you want to be a speaker, please talk to Danam J. And because we are really, really looking forward to female woman speaker, not only in India, but all over the world. Thank you very much. So me go back to, let me go with Sunil. Okay, Sunil, I'd like to ask you a business question, right? Now, you have been an expert, right, in the area of real estate. You have been an expert in the area of helping individual becoming wealthy. Now, you have also made your mission to create 100 millionaire. That's what I read about it. So can you share with us what are the special character that separate those who achieve success and those who don't in the area of business?
Awesome. Thank you. So been very fortunate to enter the Indian market about a year and a half ago and created some millionaires in India in a short period of time. And there are many characters that you need. It's not just a one stop thing or one thing, but I would say that learning about the subject, getting a mentor in that subject who will inspire you to do what you have learned, and then finally taking action when you may not be ready. In fact, most big opportunities require you to take action when you're scared, when you don't know, you don't have the resources, you don't know anybody, you may not have the money, you may not have the connections, but you must take action, immediate action when you're not ready. You don't need to cross all the T's, dot all the I's before, or the sun has to come a certain way before you take action. No. And so the biggest thing I see is that if you can take action on what you learn. So in Mumbai, we're going to be at the Business and Beyond event. If you are at that event, come to that event for the purpose of taking appropriate action steps to become wealthy. I'm assuming that's why most people are coming, because that's the goal of all of us, to help people. So taking action when they are not ready, when they're nervous, they're scared, they can't do it, their family's telling them you can't do it, their wife is saying you're crazy, your parents are saying go back to your secure job. Taking action towards your dreams of becoming successful and impacting the world sometimes requires a lot of guts and to do it right away.
Good. Thank you so very much for that. So you'll share with us a lot more
Of course.
than beyond. Okay, so that's very good. So let's go to Surat, right? Surat, you have trained over 300,000 individuals through your Institute Digital Scholar. So what are the common challenge people face when learning digital marketing, and how do you help them overcome it?
So most common problem with people when it comes to digital marketing, they are just all over the place. They don't exactly know what is the right suit of things that is applicable or work or is going to work really well for their business. So I mostly see they just randomly ensure that they just build a website and then they feel that this is going to be the end of the business transaction for them. In fact, that's the beginning point of the journey. So they try to just be available on channels which is easy for them to generate leads. They don't really build a system in place. And I think that's what they realize when they learn digital marketing, that how important it is to build a system on digital platform and ensure that this system keeps giving you the kind of inquiries that you want, and you nurture these inquiries so that you can build your brand. And at the same time, you can actually grow your brand equity in the digital space. You have to understand the more popular you are on the internet, the more you can charge. So most people realize this in the process of learning digital marketing, that what we think is extremely technical stuff is not technical stuff. It's all process oriented. So digital marketing can be learned by everyone. So instead of hiring an agency and spending crores of rupees with them, or I would say hundreds of thousands of $1 million up there with them, it's better that you learn certain skills yourself, which can be applied for your business, and you can get instant results in the process. So this is exactly what I do or help decode people when they learn digital marketing on how to create your own chart of success for your business or you as an individual, or how to take up your personal brand to next level.
Thank you. Amazing. Good. Let's get to Meg now. Meg, who's a who has the top in the organization of BNI, right? Now, Meg, we know that you have grown BNI massively, right? You're bringing BNI to a massive growth. So what was your approach to scaling the organization so that it is successful across multiple regions?
So, Richard, for me, whether I was building my own business as a small, medium scale entrepreneur, or when we worked for large corporates like BNI, there are two key fundamentals that I have utilized. One is making sure we build the right teams, and the second is trainings. Okay, so they go hand in hand. We can have the best system in the world. You can have like a McDonald's, you can have a fantastic system that's defined, but at the end of the day, the person who's driving that system is the one that's important. So I've seen even in an organization like BNI, we have wonderful chapters across the world, but some chapters work well, some countries work well, some don't. So it's all boils down to the team that is operating that particular business. So how does a small and medium scale entrepreneur build that team? Many times I've seen SME players are afraid to give away, or they like micromanaging. They're afraid to build the team around them. So for me, my success across the world, going into a market, identifying who's driving it, seeing who's the right players, and doing the behavioral styles, putting them in their flow, and also making sure that the people that need to move on to be successful somewhere else, they move out of the organization. Getting the right culture. Our founder always says culture eats strategy for breakfast. So making sure we build the right culture, everybody's focused on that growth. And that's what brought us massive growth, over 300-400% in the last few years across India. So it's been phenomenal.
Thank you. Well, those things that you share must have worked exceptionally well, because you have grown. You are a testimony of a company that has grown massively under your care. So thank you very much. Now I'd like to go back to Joseph again. And all over the world, when I go over the world, many people ask this same very common question. So Joseph, I'd like to ask you, with all the experience that you have, what advice would you give to anybody that feels stuck in their life at this time? So if you feel stuck, what advice would you give them?
I'm actually going to repeat again something that I think it was Max said, and that is get a mentor. Get some, don't try and do it your own. If you're stuck just means that you're afraid. And afraid just means that you're afraid that, and I'm not going to go into them now, but there's only 10 fears that we have. And so the advice that I give to people is that's what you're coming to Business and Beyond for, is because you're coming to learn how to go further faster than you are, to get away from those things that stop you. And it's process. Listen, I always say to people this, because I was a therapist for many, many years. And that is, if you come to me and you got a fear of dogs, take a guess what's going to be in my office. There's going to be a dog. And within 45 minutes or less, you're going to be holding that dog and you're going to be happy and you're going to be excited and you're going to go beyond my office and go out there in life and you're going to practice that and get better and better at it. So the advice that I have to people is this, whether it's myself and or any of these amazing, amazing men, and again, hopefully we have more women coming as well, step up and do something, to even when you're afraid, even when you think that it's, I can't do this, or you're something's going on inside of your mind. That's the time to go, these people have done it and they're here to help me do it as well. There's a difference between a coach and a mentor. A coach is somebody that'll get you excited and will encourage you and maybe show you some things here. But coaches are not always better at the thing that they showed that they're teaching somebody or coaching somebody to do. Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, any sports figure you can think of, their coaches are never better players than they are. But a mentor is somebody that's been there, done that, and is more successful at it. So again, whether it's myself and or any of these amazing speakers that you're going to be hearing from, let us help you. If you're afraid, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to show you how to mitigate fear and replace it with courage so that you step up and you get up early, stay up late, do the extra stuff that it takes to make it happen. Now, I'd like to say one thing, because I heard this from almost everybody, that they all left India. And they left India to go because maybe there were brighter horizons somewhere else, which tells me two things. Number one, India is an unbelievable marketplace right now, an unbelievable marketplace. And these guys are coming back here to share with you that you can do it there, that anybody can do it. And you know, I've been all over the world. Again, India is the only place that I've not been to, but people are the same everywhere. I don't care what it is. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you're white, black, or whatever. We all have the same kind of psychology. Last thing I'll say is this. I already said it once, and that is this. It's non-knowledge. Listen, I hope I don't offend somebody when I say this. Fat people know how to lose weight. Then you quit putting so much food in this hole and you move your body and you lose weight. That's physics. But they don't do what they know because they procrastinate or hesitate or all those things. And when you learn how to do, and that's just thinking, that's just psychology. When you learn how to mitigate those things, then guess what? Action and activity, which is action over and over again, takes its place. And so I'm so honored. I'm so excited to share this stuff with you that literally is life-changing. And myself and again, I call them my contemporaries, these are the other speakers that are going to be with me here. We really do want to change the world because it's not going to be our government, especially mine. I love what I forgot who said about, you know, the woman president. It's not going to be our government or your government or anything that changes the world. It's going to be brave people like yourself that have the guts to step up and do something and learn something and be coached and to go further faster. Long answer to your question, but I get excited about it because this is what we're going to do for you at Business and Beyond. And remember, the beyond part to me is probably the most important part. It's not just the business. Most of you already have a business, but it's what you do beyond there that makes you go further faster.
Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Now I want to come back to Kishore, right? Kishore being an expert in cryptocurrency, NFT, blockchain, etc. Now, many people, and in our part of the world, I also think in India, they are very skeptical about cryptocurrency, very skeptical about Bitcoin. Government are skeptical about cryptocurrency. So my question to you, Kishore, is that how would you say, or what would you say to someone who is on the fence about investing in this area?
Yeah, Richard, when I was in Silicon Valley and I was there during the dot-com boom, people didn't believe in Facebook. People didn't believe in Google. They were like, "What's all this?" But today, we can't think of not having a Facebook page or putting an ad on Facebook, right? We can't think of not having some kind of presence on YouTube, which is owned by Google, or now Google is into AI, right? So technology, don't look at crypto as a fancy word. It's actually technology, and this technology is Web3. They're just using crypto as a way of economics, which is tokenomics, what we call it, right? So government across the world are just worried about money getting wrongly landing in the wrong hands. That's the only thing. As long as they can figure out the money is going where, from where it's originating and where it is going, and they can get a portion of it in the form of taxes. Governments don't bother. The problem with crypto is because it can be easily transferred from my wallet to your wallet, and that's where the challenge lies. But the opportunity is, don't look at the crypto, look at the technology, and this technology is where you can make that kind of money which you would have made assuming you had invested in Facebook or Netflix or Google back in early 2000.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, India is a big country, great country, and there's a lot of opportunity. So Kishore is encouraging all of you to be open-minded, right? So let's go to Sunil. Now, Sunil, you have been in business for quite a while, and you are known as the wealthy corpse, and you have trained over 500,000 people. So can you share with us what is the number one mistake you see in business people, and how can they avoid that mistake?
My claim of fame, I guess, would be real estate, but I feel real estate itself is a business. So I've helped a lot of public speakers, mentors, authors. And a lot of times, number one mistake a lot of people make is they go to, let's say, a builder, and they blindly buy a property without doing their due diligence on two things. One, the opportunity itself. So whether it's a real estate or whether it's a business opportunity you're thinking of investing in, whether it's a franchise, whether it's a store, whether any business opportunity or real estate, like I said, two things. One is that opportunity itself is a good opportunity. It is a monetizable opportunity. And the second is that person or that partner. So you may have joint venture partners, you may have investors, you may have people who are selling you, like builders who are selling you the product itself. Are they ethical people? Did you do any due diligence on that? So one is, did you do a due diligence on the opportunity itself? And do you know how to do that? If not, do you know someone who can help you on the team? And now that team could be somebody you've hired, or it could be somebody you contracted out to help you make your decision. So they say in real estate, location as the number one thing to do. But I would say 10 steps above that would be relationships, because that's where you're going to be able to work with an investor. So, for example, I teach people how to invest in real estate, no money down. And, when I left the police force in 2005, I bought and sold 77 properties in 12 months. And I did not have money to buy 77 properties. So one of the opportunities that once somebody can do that is that you connect with an investor or somebody who has money but doesn't have the time. So for example, my friend Aman Gupta, who's going to be at the event as well, my friend Kevin Harrington from US Shark Tank, both of these gentlemen are from Shark Tank. And if you think about a shark being an investor with lots of money, maybe connections, maybe access, maybe they're able to open doors for you and you have the opportunity. That could be business opportunity, that could be a real estate opportunity. So what is needed at the end of the day is for you to build that relationship with the people with money who like what you do, but more importantly, they trust that they can do business with you. So at the event, I'm going to talk about how do you actually build a relationship with center of influence people who are influencers, people who are investors. How do you do that? How did I do that? When in 2005, 2004, I used to read books of Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. I used to read books from Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy. So what I did was I made a list of all the people that I read their books of. I consider them as my distant mentor. And I wrote a list of all of them. And I said, one day I'm going to know them, but more importantly, they're going to know me. I'm going to do business with them. I'm going to have my offer sent out to their list, and I'm going to share stages with them. I'm going to write books with them. And about 90% of those have come true in the last 19 years. So this is what I'm going to talk about. How do you find a collaborator, investor, person that you need to deal with? And how do you find and attract that mentor that you can look up and say, this is what I want to copy right now?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, we have a couple of questions more before I let you guys go. But let me just go to Surat right now. Surat. Now, Surat, you are in a industry that leverage on the internet, right? I mean, you have trained so many people in this area that from the comfort of their home, they can operate a business. Now, this is actually a very global phenomenon, right? So can you share with us, what do you think set India apart in the area of digital marketing landscape?
Good question. So in India right now, I think there is a massive adaptation of AI technology all across, which I think is happening globally too. But what sets things apart here is the amount of innovation that's taking place in the space of digital, and it is taking place across different region in the languages of the choices. So, for example, in Tamil Nadu, regionally, there are creators who speaks Tamil. There are websites in Tamil. There's a whole lot of trade that's happening in Tamil using digital. So while there are people who are trying to establish their presence using English, there are individuals and businesses triumphing big time because of the power of the language, which is very region specific. So you can be the star of your state, you can be star of your city, provided you try to create content that on a language per se. So I think that's one of the differentiations that I see, that it's just not a person with good English skills can become popular here, but I think person with a regional language touch, and it can just be pan-India or across the local language that the person knows. That's the point number one. And second thing, which I see in India that's happening big time, is a massive adaptation of digital at the moment. I think this is where the boom of digital marketing has happened after COVID, especially with multiple small and medium enterprises who were not believing in the power of digital, is now starting to build smaller teams. So earlier they never had budgets for it, but now a good percentage of the marketing budget is going in the digital space, which is a good sign, because this was not what it was before COVID. So after COVID, we see a massive change in the way people do businesses or e-commerce transaction, or even for that matter, WhatsApp commerce is shaping up really well in India. So I think these are three things or two things that I would say is differentiating or is booming in India at this point of time.
Okay, so from you, there's a great opportunity to make US dollar, not just Indian rupee, but because in digital marketing, you can market overseas and make US dollar, pound, euro, Singapore dollars, and many currency. Okay, that's amazing. Now I'd like to go to Mac here. Not too long ago, I think just a couple of days ago, I have dinner with Mac in Sentosa, and straight away after dinner, he says that he's going to fly, don't know to where, and then going to where and going to where. He's like spending his time, either he's running away from his wife,
No.
or he must have an amazing way to balance his career. So my question to you, Mac, is that you travel extensively. So how do you balance your business life and your family life and your personal life? Can you share with us?
I get asked that questions a lot because there was a couple of years ago, pre-COVID, I've almost traveled like 300,000 miles a year, right? And sometimes I learned, the key trick is there a work-life balance? And some of my mentors always told me that it's you create a work-life harmony. There's no such thing really as a work-life balance. But I always learned this from a book, Richard, The Power of One. In that Power of One, they say that if this is the center of balance and there's a pendulum swinging across that center, if there's a work related item, it can swing further along. That means I might not attend a few phone calls, I might not attend a few emails because I'm swinging, because I'm attending a hot potato related to work. But when it comes to being around the family, we need to make sure we swing very close to the center of balance. That means what we do is, like, I have Google Sheets that my wife and my executive assistant has got, so they know exactly where I'm, my wife marks. So they're like systems we put into play. Understanding I have two daughters as well, so there is a family, and so understanding their needs, from the book Five Love Languages, I've learned what are their needs. So one of my daughter is a quality time person, so when I'm back, I'm always spending time with her. Or the other one is just an acts of service person. So these are a lot of books led me to making this balance and harmony between us as a family and also as a business, because I consider the people who work for me as my extended family. They are also part of that inner circle that work with me. So, yeah. Back to you, Richard. I'm still married. I know I can't hear you, but you're on mute.
Sorry.
But I've been married almost 30 years. So something is working.
Yeah. Looks like you're surrounded by women, man, wife and two daughters.
Wife, daughters, mother-in-laws. When
Okay.
you're the only guy in the house.
That could be the secret of success. But anyway,
Yeah.
what I want to do now is that the event, Business and Beyond, is going to be in Mumbai on the 22nd of September.
Yeah.
Many of you are coming. We almost sold out all the ticket right now. So can I just share with you what we have left? Good news and bad news, okay? So let me just share with you what we have left. Okay, so in the Business and Beyond, right, in Mumbai, we have three category, and the platinum category, the platinum ticket go for almost 42,000 rupee. Now, it's of course not meant for everybody, right? Some of you here, you say that you deserve the best in life. So for platinum, you want to sit in the front. For platinum, you want to take a picture with Aman Gupta, right? For platinum, you have your meal cover. So it's not meant for everybody, but if you feel that you work so hard, you want to have a very best in life, you could take business class or you can take economy class. They all bring you to the same place, right? But because you feel that you deserve the best in life and you take business class or first class, and you, for Business and Beyond, you want to take the platinum ticket, and this is for you. So this is available. Let me just tell you the bad news. The bad news is that we have only got 5 tickets left. It's sold out, that we have only got 5 tickets left. And the good news is we still open for buy one, get one free for platinum ticket. So if this is something for you, go and grab that 5 ticket. Okay, so we only got 5 tickets left. So the next category is a VIP ticket, which is just behind the platinum ticket. You go in, platinum right at the front, behind the platinum ticket is the VIP ticket. But bad news for you is that it is totally sold out. Okay, but don't worry, we have good news for you. The generous ticket is still available. Is only at 1,749 or rupee, right? So it's still available. That's the good news. But bad news for you is that we are only left with 30 tickets, only 30 seats left, and it's full house. So if you are listening in or you have not bought the ticket, I have good news, bad news, good news, bad news. So if you want the good news, we have got 30 tickets left. Bad news is that this 30 ticket will definitely be sold out. So on the screen right now, we have the QR code. Please take the QR code. Go for the, if I were you, I would go for the platinum seat, okay? Sit right at the very front, right? And then you can, you know, get the essence of all the presenter, right? And take a picture. Okay, so I want to ask the speakers one last question before I let them go. Now, of course, you'll find that we have speaker from India and speaker from international speaker, right? So I'll pick from one category, India and then international speaker, right? So I want to ask this question, right? So there are many people logging on right now, about 100 over people logging on right now. And many of them has already signed up for the program. And some are considering attending the Business and Beyond program. So what can you tell them to encourage them to take action and attend, right? So I like to go for the India speaker first. Right? I like to just to pick one so that they can kind of advise, give their thought on why you should come to this program. So let me ask Surat to answer this question. Right, Surat, what will you tell, you know, the Indian participant who are standing by the side? What can you tell them?
I strongly believe in the power of ideas, and I also believe that one idea can change your business. So possibly 22nd September, Business and Beyond is the place where you're gonna get multiple ideas from different streams of business, right from digital, which is the need of the hour, to real estate, which is very important for a business owner to make an investment, and different streams out there. So maybe each idea out there is very powerful. So I think it's an opportunity that you should not miss, and it's a no-brainer deal which Richard is giving you. So click on the link, and he's rightly saying it's just 30 seats left. I know how it is on the back end. So don't miss the opportunity to learn from the best of the world, best in the world, and looking forward to see you in person.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So next, I'm going to ask what our international speaker teachers for that same question, and then I'll pass this back to Dan, okay? So for this question, I'd like to ask Joseph, can you share with us why should, you know, the participant in India come and attend this program?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of my mentors before he passed away was Jim Rohn. And Jim Rohn was one of the greatest speakers and mentors of all times. And what he told me a long time ago, he said, Joseph, if you show me the 5 people that you're influenced by the most, that you hang around the most, then I can tell you within just a few dollars how much money you're going to make or how successful you're going to be. And so now you have the opportunity to be around 5 amazing people, 5 people that are going to influence you, 5 people that most of us would never have the opportunity to be around. And all of us are here to serve you. And so the reason why you would want to come here is because if you don't, then you don't get to have that influence. If you do, you're going to learn about cryptocurrency. You're going to learn about, all the things that everybody is teaching you in a way that you're never going to learn anywhere else. Lastly, this is live. We're not videos or something. All of these people, their success speaks for itself. And remember, this is Business and Beyond. So we're not here to just have a good time at the event. We're going to give you tools, strategies, processes that you can use so that when you leave the event, you go further faster.
Thank you. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, all the speakers. I'd like to pass this back to Dan. Dan, back to you, Dan.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time. Thank you for having me and having everyone here. We'll be posting the links over here. Kindly sign up. There are only 30 seats left for the general and 5 for the platinum. Appreciate your time and support. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chanel. Thank you, Meg.
Thank you.
Surat. Thank you, Joseph. So see every one of you at Business and Beyond in Mumbai. And I look forward to gain some weight. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.